You know, टेंशन छोड़ो क्योंकि आपके साथ है नागराज अनैया। यस, खाली है जो तेरे बिना, मैं वो घर हूं तेरा। वो कौन सा घर है जो तुम्हारा इंतजार कर रहा है? A very good evening, Bay Area. This is Sia on the show Real Estate Roundup with Nagaraj Annaiah, the founder of nagarajhomes.com and your trusted Bay Area Realtor. Nagaraj Annaiah has mentored thousands on how to build wealth using real estate, has helped many manifest their dream of home ownership, has guided real estate investors build large portfolios. तो बस फिर जो है देर किस बात की है? When he represents you, his only focus is to find the best solution in your favor. So let's navigate this journey together with Nagaraj Annaiah. And let me also tell you the studio number. The studio number is 1877 Body 92. That's 1877 265 5992. If achieving financial dream through real estate is one of your goals, तो बस आप जो है ये कॉल कीजिए at the number 1877 Boli 92. Uh, Good evening, Nagaraj. A very happy Friday.
Good evening, Sia. Good evening, Bay Area. Happy Friday. Hope you guys are having a great day out there. I know the real estate market keeps changing day by day. It is so much volatile every time, right? Like the more the knowledge, better use when you make a real estate investment. As Sia said, that is where the shows makes a difference to educate you when it's a right time to buy or a right time to invest. You can make a right move. It's all about right moves when you're doing investment.
Yes,
That's
the right moves. And with it also comes September, and September brings like the year ending strategy and also quarter endings. So, Nagaraj, I think this is one more time, a time where a lot of people are having dilemma as to do or not to do, to sell or not to sell, to buy or not to buy.
Yeah, I think that's always the confusion will be there. But let's start with the market update. What's happening in today? So today was a good news, especially for a mortgage rates. Like jumbo loan rates are in the low fives with some banks and credit unions. And the bonds are holding a gains after weak jobs report with the highs on the next week CPI. Rates are the best since before last September's Fed cut. And momentum like I think the need to see how it goes in. It's closer to five. It's already was 5.875, 5.75, 5.625, and even a 5.325. Even some of my clients were able to get it. So it would be interesting from Monday how the rates shape up. But the Bay Area market always the once the rate starts, the momentum gains we know how it goes in. So I need to give you just example of one of the Fremont house, Sia. This house
Mhm.
was listed for 1.7 million, big backyard, big backyard, listed for 1.7. We thought it might go for 1.75, 1.8. You don't believe it, 10 offers were received in, and house sold for more than 2 million.
So one more time, it's back to where it used to be with multiple offers.
No, I think it's not all the houses are like that. Okay, not all
Hmm.
the houses are like that. It's only when some of the few houses where there is a potential, like potential is the house is completely remodeled. It stands out. Is it does it have a bigger backyard? Does it have this greater schools in that area? All that makes a difference when you're this time especially. And last week also I had mentioned about one of the Cupertino house where it was expectations were too high but it didn't sell. Okay, but it's only when it is listed right and it has a huge potentials, then it is going in, because right now the median list price in a Fremont are close to 1.698 million. That's a price per square footage of $1,000. Do you believe it? So $1,000, and you can see the difference also. Like price is like not much increase, or like it's almost like 27% drop in the price in the Fremont, which is a good if somebody wants to purchase in a Fremont.
Hmm. So are you anticipating that with the little price drop and also mortgage rates at least dropping little, giving people breather,
If
do you anticipate the market will change in the
Yeah,
coming month?
see, the reason I was telling you, whenever I tell you about the listings or any time when I'm talking about the houses, I try to give out the numbers of offers came in, because
Hmm.
one person got the home there, right? and there are other 9 buyers who missed out. True. So there are again that 9 buyers will go for the homes around in that neighborhood around.
Mm-hmm.
So that is where the competitive builds in. I know there is not much tractions as compared to starting early January, but momentum is starting to go up right now. So
So if you would like to join the conversation, you could give us a call in the studio at 1877 Bolly 92. That's 1877 We are talking all real estate with Realtor Nagaraj Annaiah, the founder of nagarajhomes.com. And as usual, together, we deep dive into data to uncover what's happening in Silicon Valley or the San Francisco area and beyond. So please join the conversation. Call us at 1877 or 1877 Bolly 92. Yes, Nagaraj,
So
you were saying?
yeah, I think the look at the since we started with the Fremont, let me quickly touch upon on the median rents, what's happening in around. The median rents are right now in a Fremont are $3,900. And market action is still a strong sellers market. It's close to a 53, but number of inventories right now is still in end of August was 106 homes. Totally, we have 106 homes in a single family homes. So that is kind of a not many homes as we expected, but compared to a in kind of condo, it's a 97 homes are there.
So out of these 106 or 106 separates.
It's totally close to 200 homes, right? Like close to
All right.
203 homes. In that 203 homes, 106 homes are a single family homes, and 93 were like close to 97 were close to condos.
The
So,
condominiums. Okay.
so condos, and the median list prices in the condos right now are coming down to 890,000, and if you see that price decrease for the condos are like 28% of decrease the prices right now. 28%, you don't believe it. That's like if somebody wants to look for buy a house under $1 million, better bet is might be a condos, because single families homes are impossible to buy anywhere in the bay, especially in the Fremont looking around.
Mm-hmm.
So that
So
that that might be the strategy if somebody wants to, because home buying, right? Like you need to have the strategy. What is your maximum purchase price do you want to go for it? So based on that, you can plan around. Like today, also one of the home buyer called me up and they told me like they got qualified for the from the California where they could do it for the they give a down payment assistance. Down payment
mm-hmm.
assistance is like basically California picks up the low income, or like they give the assistance for the if you don't to buy a house you need a minimum of 3.5% down, right? But if you don't have a 3.5% or a 10%, there's a California assistance program which provides you a 10%. It's a lottery based system.
Okay.
So you need to go and apply there. So and he was lucky to get picked up in the lottery system, and the government is giving them the down payment assistance for 10%. So his maximum qualification is 680,000.
Oh, that's very encouraging for him.
Yeah. So now he is able to get a 680,000 in a condos in a Fremont or a Santa Clara counties around.
So, Nagaraj, one question here.
Mhm.
Do you think if, let's say, there's no restriction of like school district or something like that, then in the same budget, would you be able to get like a little bigger house in Dublin?
Not a single family home.
Not a single family. Okay.
You need to be going for, if you want your budget is around close to 700, 750 or a little bit higher, I would highly recommend. Last week I was in Tracy. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
This Tracy was, see, I think the Tracy, if you go around 750, 780, you start getting a single family homes. You can still get lower also, but more than 750, 780, you can get a single family homes in Tracy. Mountain house, better to have around more than 800, 850 to get in a mountain house. But if you want to have further like 650, maybe you can go to a Mantica or a little bit. I think we have one caller. Let's take up this.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Ashish. Welcome to the show today.
Hi, I have a question.
Yeah, please. Thanks for calling in.
Yes, you are on air.
The question I had is, if you compare the S&P 500 returns over the last 4 years, the S&P 500 has given north of 20% every year, except for the year 2022. And so far this year, it has returned 11%. If I had disposable cash and I needed to make an investment in either a residential property in the Bay Area or in plain S&P 500, can you try to make a case for why I'd invest in a residential property in the Bay Area?
Do you own a primary home?
Yes, already.
Okay. See, if you don't have a primary home, of course, buying a primary home helps you out, right? Since your case, it's investment options for you, right? So S&P 500, as you said, is always goes up, but this is the diversifying the portfolio. If you don't want to dependent only on S&P, only on this, don't put all your apples in one bucket, right? Don't do that. If you want to diversify, have something separate. Like for example, always you know that real estate investments, if you had seen gone like 20 years, 30 years back, what used to be like 500K, 400K, right? Do you get anything in a 400K? No. If it's only for,
I don't. Sorry.
so if you're planning for a long-term planning, right? Like for example, 15 years, 20 years, right? Then the real estate makes a difference. And the second thing is doing on the investments. I don't know if you had gotten a chance to hear about my previous shows where I was talking about the short-term loopholes, right? Or the short-term loopholes helps you out to reduce on your taxes if it's a planned well. So that you need to talk to your CPA and you need to strategize based on your W2 incomes, non-W2 incomes, because that helps you out whenever, for example, your W2 incomes or sometimes shoots up, right? You want to save on your W2 income taxes, you can do a short-term rental loophole. So that is why you need to talk to the CPA, understand, because the depreciations always, property depreciations happens in a 27 years, any residentials. But if you do a fast like short-term rental loopholes, you can try to do it in a 1 year or a 2 years. Even in a 1 year, sometimes the maximum, I think as per the last show was 650 was the max cap of where you can write off. If it is overflows, you can do it for a next year also. Right? So it's all.
Thank you very much.
Mhm.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, so it's all depends on how you're planning on your things, right? Like it is not about how the property appreciates. You need to be very careful. It's not only property appreciation is addition always. On top of it, how do you use this as a vehicle to reduce your taxes? That's always you need to work with the right CPAs. I would suggest to work with them before that because the depreciations are very important. That helps you on your saving on your taxes. And the second thing is always your appreciation because the right areas what you're doing in that makes a difference. And again, it depends on what kind of properties are you looking for. Are you looking for a straight investor who wants to buy and sell it after 5 years, or an investor who wants to buy and do some developments and do it? It all depends on the things what you're looking in. Do you have any other follow-up?
Thank you. I appreciate.
Yeah, thanks, Ashish.
Do you know of? Yeah, thank you.
Then no, go ahead with
Thank
your
you.
question. If you have any questions?
Oh yeah, I was going to ask you. Do you know of any study that has compared over a long? I'm a very long-term investor. So do you know of any study that has compared the returns of an S&P 500 investment to a residential rental investment in the Bay Area over the last 30 years that has
I think I'll give you an
actually
example.
compared them and sorry.
Yeah, I'll give you an example
Okay.
for you. I understand.
Sure.
Okay. If you had invested in a stocks, right? Forget about S&P. It's for example, if you had invested in big tech companies, AI companies, right? Maybe if you had invested $10,000 or $20,000 in 2015, your returns would have been very high right now. Correct? Nobody doubts on it. Correct? But if you had, but which stocks to invest? Do you know that? Did you know that which AI stock to invest on 10 years back or 7 years? Today also you saw the Broadcom stock went up 39, I think what, 28% or 18% it went up? Do you know that which stock to invest? So it depends on, do you know the future? Nobody knows the future. right? So in that case, if you're going to a conservative mode, right, then this real estate works out it. But it is not apple to apple comparison, as I always keeps on saying, is if you want a safe bet, then this goes for it. But if you want a volatility of the market, then maybe S&P 500 works out for you. And a luck factors also plays in.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Ashish.
Thank you so much for your call. And so, choosing to invest without fear, armed with the right knowledge, you can find a solution to all your real estate investing needs, or whether you want to buy or sell. You have any questions, you can give us a call here in the studios at 1-877-265-5992. That's 1-877-265-5992.
Yeah, I think it was a valid question, right? Like you can't do a apple to apple comparison always, right?
Absolutely, because
Because
real estate is a different kind of
it's
investment.
always you do a real estate only to diversify your portfolio and save, like for example, as I said earlier also, save on a few stuff. That's all depends on how creative you can get into it.
Mm-hmm.
One is the tax leverage, and the second thing is 1031 exchanges. For example, you buy it later, once one property is done, go for a 1031, buy one more, do the tax leverages. That's the one game you go into. The second thing is like a development cases, right? Like where you buy plots, you do the developments. Any developments can be, for example, you're doing apartment buildings, right? That's all tax write-offs. So that is where that needs to be planned out what you're trying to achieve. Are you a big investor? Are you a small investor? Do you want to take a chances with the stocks? Of course, the stocks is always, if you invest in the right things, it's always return to you more, but do you know where to invest it? And if you have seen in, there are some companies who was doing really good in the back in 20 years back. Within a couple of years, they filed for a bankruptcy also.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all depends on how is our strategies is things are there. That's why instead of that, diversify your portfolio. That's where the show is all about. And if you don't agree on that, you can call me also and you can give me your stuff because this show is all about discussions so that we can brainstorm ourselves what is good and what is not good for your investments wise. Do give us a call. Our studio line numbers are 877 265 5992. 877 please.
Nagaraj, you were talking about Dublin and the East Bay Area. So I do not know how much time we have, but if after that we could also cover Campbell. But let's start with Dublin. You were mentioning Dublin.
Okay, Dublin. I think I was talking about the Fremont. We discussed about how many homes in Fremont, and now let's talk about Dublin right now. Okay, the Dublin. I think, as I already told you, last year or the during a COVID times, one of the fastest growing city was the Dublin. If you had seen
Mm-hmm.
today, because of the offices are opening up, it's going the other way. Did we ever know about it? Like it will happen, the trends changes? Nobody knows, right? Does it keeps growing, keeps going down? That nobody knows because number of buyers who is moving in there are still there and people who are jumping in to invest in. So that way, because it's again depends on why people move to a Dublin because they need a bigger homes, newer homes, and the third thing is good schools. That's the reason
Good
people.
schools, good community, and
Good
also
for,
it's very close to BART. So
yeah.
people going to San Francisco who do not prefer to drive, I think Dublin is a great choice there.
See, you added one more point. So for that reasons, I think because if you're buying in this South Bay, smaller homes you pay more, right? And again, depends on what, like for example, kids are at the elementary or high school because if they're in high school, it's very difficult to change to going from elementary to maybe it's difficult to change the schools also, right? It all depends on the needs when you are moving in. So in this case, the median list prices in Dublin's are 1.688 right now. And median price of new listings are coming around this 1.45. And I think I just gave you last time the example of Fremont was closer to 1,000 square footage. Here, the
Mm-hmm.
square footage for the Dublin of 724.
724.
Okay. And per square footage. And look at the price decrease 37%.
Yeah, I was listening to the news today. It seems they said like Dublin in the entire nation
Yeah.
right now has seen this tremendous drop.
Yeah. Dublin is, that's what I was telling you. It's the way the market changes. It's the same thing. I think nowadays all the homes are closely associated with the tech world. how the tech world is shaping in around. If the S&Ps goes up, this also goes up because people are making a money. When the people are making a money, they, of course they're going to invest in here because we are talking about diversifying in here. So both goes hand in hand right now. So that's why I
So
was.
then what would be your advice be to a seller, whether they should keep right now or they should so they should wait a little, or really this is the time for them to sell?
So this is the one of the best example I can tell you if they want to sell or not, right? Like this house in Evergreen, which was listed for 1.65, we got 30,000 more and we were able to sell it, correct? But seller was more interested towards selling it to 1.8 million. Because when the market used to do good, did go for that square footage for 1.8 million, right? But you need to look at the baseline numbers, what they had bought it. They had bought it for a baseline numbers of 1.2. So they're up towards closer to 500 right now. They're making in a money in this case, correct? So closer to 500K if they're doing it, or a little bit higher also. The baseline numbers are like every month if they're paying a mortgage and the interest what they're paying in, calculate that. And for example, you calculate even the rents negative also. If, for example, now a lot of homeowners doesn't want to deal with the tenants, correct? So in these cases, and on top of it, are you a risk holder or not risk holder? Correct. So if you think I don't want to be in risk, again, fourth one is option is an immigrant also. Are you an H1B or non H1B, or what kind of person you are? All based on the things you need to decide on it. If you're okay, you believe in, I'm okay to extend my tryout next year. And again, it all depends on the house location also. Is the house located in the right, behind the freeway, or all that also matters in. So based on that, you need to decide what is my minimum number you need to get so that you can sell the house. If you think that's not the minimum, for example, your negative case also, you need to decide on it, because holding for next 1 year, 2 years, and again, one more thing you need to check on is like, what is the need of your money right now? Are you going to take it, going to invest on somewhere else, or like other needs are there for you? It's all based on this, is because one answer doesn't go for it. Should you hold it or not hold it? It all depends on the property where you are selling it.
So it's a customized solution. One size doesn't fit all. But these were some of the great insights from your side, Nagaraj. And it really matters as to who's
because
on our side.
Yeah, because see, as soon as 1 week we don't. Today I was in Los Altos right now. House was awesome. House was listed for 3.8. Okay, with 2 weeks has happened, we didn't get an offer still. Why? Because house was good, but the backyard was facing an expressway.
Oh, okay.
So now the house might even sell for 3.5 because the location is like overrides on anything on that. So that is where we should be careful on when you are investing in it. So if they have any questions, if you guys have any questions or agree on the things, or like if you want to share your things also on the real estate, do give me a call. It's easy to reach out to me. Go to nagarajhomes.com, click on a WhatsApp icon. That's how you can connect with me. Anything on the real estate, you are an investor or you're a first time home buyer, or like you want to sell your house also. I have so many dealt with so many transactions, which might be very useful and makes a difference when I represent you. So if you have any questions on that, do give me a call. Easiest way is to go to nagarajhomes.com and click on WhatsApp icon. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Nagaraj. Nagarajhomes.com, as he said, is the best way to reach him. तो Bay Area की इन गलियों में फिर निकलेंगे to take a sneak peek into the state of real estate on the show Real Estate Roundup next week, again on Bolly 92.3 FM. This is Sia saying bye-bye. Have a great weekend.